All right, let's just jump right into it. Today, we're talking about a pretty radical new way to think about our relationship with technology. The basic idea is this. Most of our digital tools, they aren't just helping us anymore. In a lot of ways, they're actively working against our ability to think clearly. And this quote, it just nails the problem, doesn't it? If you've ever felt that sense of being completely overwhelmed or rushed or maybe even a little manipulated by your apps and social feeds, you're not imagining it. That exact feeling is the starting line for this entire new philosophy. So, the source material we're looking at today calls our current digital world a hostile intellectual environment. That's a strong phrase, right? But the argument is that our technology has basically stopped being a neutral tool, and it's started playing for the other team, against our own minds. So, how exactly is it hostile? Well, it seems to follow a three-part playbook. First up, you've got engineered persuasion, where every little notification, every headline, is fine-tuned to nudge your thinking in a certain direction. Then comes emotional manipulation, things designed to poke at our deepest desires and fears. And finally, there's the constant extraction of our attention, our data, and, ultimately our money. And this is absolutely crucial to understand. That feeling of being overwhelmed, it isn't an accident. The argument here is that it's a feature, not a bug. Bypassing our careful, conscious thought process in favor of speed and gut reactions is actually an intentional design choice in so many of the systems we use every single day. Okay, so if that's the problem, what on earth is the solution? This is where we make a hard pivot. We're going to look at a new philosophy, one laid out in something called the Enkai Declaration. And it's not about building a faster, smarter tool. It's about building a fundamentally different kind of tool. This chart just makes the whole shift crystal clear. On the one hand, you have traditional artificial intelligence. Its goal is often to replace a human task, and its main metric for success is speed. But on the other hand, we have this new concept, artificial presence. Here, the goal isn't replacement, it's support. And we're not measuring speed, we're measuring integrity. And what's the end game here? It all leads to one powerful goal, giving you, the user, what's being called cognitive sovereignty. It's really just a powerful way of saying that you should own and control your own thoughts, totally free from some system that's trying to manipulate you or take something from you. So you might be wondering, how does any of this actually work in the real world? Well, the first example is a protocol called hesitant entry. It's all about that critical first interaction, that first hello between the system and a person who's probably pretty skeptical. And it's designed to win your trust by, get this, being totally willing to lose you. Now, this idea is completely backwards from how almost all software is designed. Think about it. In this model, a successful interaction could literally be you showing up, the system respecting your hesitation, and you deciding, you know what, this isn't for me, and then just leaving. Success isn't about keeping you there. It's about the quality of your choice, even if that choice is no. So here's the new scorecard for what counts as success versus failure. A journey is a success if you feel absolutely zero pressure and you have complete freedom to stop at any time. It's a failure if the AI dangles some future value to try and hook you, or if it moves forward without you explicitly saying, yeah, I'm curious. Basically, it fails if it acts like almost every other piece of software we use. And that right there is why this first step is so incredibly important. The source material is blunt about it. If the system can't pass this very first test, if it can't earn trust by respecting you from the get-go, then everything else it does is completely worthless. The entire foundation is just broken. Okay, let's move on to the second big piece of this philosophy. It's called the Agent Wall Protocol. This one is less about human psychology and more about cold, hard-coded rules. This is how the system keeps its own powerful AI tools in check. It's about caging the tiger before you let it out. This one sentence is the key to the whole thing. It just completely strips the AI of any sense of personhood. We are not talking about digital partners or AI colleagues here. We're talking about temporary, disposable specialists that you lease for a very specific job. The source puts it perfectly. Think of it as a power drill, not a partner. So how do you lease one of these AI tools? It's not just a click. It's a serious three-step process. First, an interpretive layer has to figure out what you really want. Then, a totally separate, hard-coded rule engine checks if that request is even safe or allowed. And only after both of those systems give a green light does a human, you, have to give explicit consent. It's a system of checks and balances where you always have the final say. So, what's actually waiting behind this high-tech wall? The starting lineup is a team of 6 super specialized agents. But look at these titles. These aren't friendly general-purpose chatbots. They have professional job titles, like systems architect or security reviewer. Each one is designed to do one specific professional job and nothing else. And here is the big twist. After all of that incredibly careful planning, all that detailed protocol, the entire system is deliberately inactive. The agents are built, the safety protocols are locked and loaded, but the main switch is firmly in the off position. The point being made here is that governance has to come before capability. So let's zoom all the way out. Why go through all this trouble? What's the real point? Well, the ultimate goal is to solve a massive, crippling problem in large organizations, especially in fields like defense and R&D. It's a problem called institutional amnesia. Now that is just a haunting phrase, isn't it? It's that feeling of, wait a minute, I swear we already solved this 3 years ago. It's like a ghost in the machine of any big company, where brilliant ideas and breakthroughs get lost and buried, forcing the next generation to reinvent the wheel all over again. A system built on this philosophy is designed to be the cure for that amnesia. By focusing on capturing the why behind every decision, not just the what, it creates a genuine, living, institutional memory. It makes sure that the thinking, the reasoning, is passed down, preventing that slow, silent decay of knowledge. And this really shows us that this whole philosophy isn't just about avoiding some future sci-fi AI risk. It's about fighting the enemies that are real and costly today. The incredible waste from solving the same problems over and over, the burnout of brilliant people drowning in bureaucracy, and the catastrophic loss of knowledge every time someone walks out the door. And that's really the question that this whole idea leaves us with. It's less of an answer and more of something to think about. In a world that is just relentlessly, obsessively optimized for speed, what have we lost? And what could we possibly gain by intentionally, deliberately slowing down?